Mayor, hold on.
Says it's live streaming.
And we're live.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Welcome back, everyone. I have a motion moved by Councillor Timmers and seconded by Councillor Brunet that council resume an open session. Madam Clerk, would you please call out the vote?
Thank you, Councillor Brunet.
Yes.
Councillor McPherson.
Yes.
Councillor Miklick.
Yes.
Councillor Pachariva.
Yes.
Councillor Reimer.
Yes.
Councillor Rajima.
Yes.
Councillor Russell.
Yes.
Councillor Timmers.
Yes.
Mayor Easton.
Yes.
And that motion carries.
All right, I have a motion moved by Councillor Pachariva and seconded by Councillor Reimer that council receive and file the confidential updates, that staff move forward as directed in closed session as it relates to item 13.1 pursuant to section 239 subsection 2(1) as it pertains to Peninsula West Power Inc., PWPI, and item 13.2 pursuant to section 239 subsection 2(c), a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality. Madam, call out the vote.
Madam Mayor, if that second item is the one for which I declared a conflict, I'll have to separate that out and not be involved in that vote.
All right, we'll deal with item 13.1. Madam Clerk, would you call out the vote?
Thank you.
Councillor Brunet. Councillor Brunet. I'll come back.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Councillor McPherson.
Yes.
Councillor Miklick.
Yes.
Councillor Pachariva.
Yes.
Councillor Reimer.
Yes.
Councillor Rajima.
Yes.
Councillor Russell.
Yes.
Councillor Timmers.
Yes.
And Mayor Easton.
Yes.
And that carries. I will need a mover and a seconder for item 13.2, please. A mover is Councillor Pachariva.
Reimer is the seconder.
Thank you. And I'll call the vote. And Councillor Rajima, I will move you into the waiting room temporarily. Councillor Brunet.
Yes.
Councillor McPherson.
Yes.
Councillor Miklick.
Yes.
Councillor Pachariva.
Yes.
Councillor Reimer.
Yes.
Councillor Russell.
Yes.
Councillor Timmers.
Yes.
Mayor Easton.
Support.
And that carries for item 13.2.
All right, thank you very much. And we're now on to 14, which is the motion to approve bylaws. We have 9 bylaws for consideration today. We will be considering bylaws 2020-38-Z560, 2021-42, and 2021-43 separately due to declared conflicts of interest. Madam Clerk, I'm just going to check to make certain that that statement is still current.
Thank you. So the remaining bylaws that we will be dealing with will be bylaw 2021-36, bylaw 2021-37, bylaw 2021-39, bylaw 2021-40, bylaw 2021-41, and bylaw 2021-44.
Okay, I had declared an interest in 41 and no, sorry, you're right.
Okay,
Mine are
so
42
we
and
will
43.
handle these bylaws and then we will remove all the remaining other members out for the remaining bylaws.
Thank you.
Okay.
Councillor Russell, you have your hand up.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Again, I wanted to pull item 14.4, 2021-39. And also, I believe it wasn't mentioned, item 14.6, 2021-41 and 42.
Okay.
I think one of those is already mentioned though.
So 42 we're not dealing with right now, but we are dealing with the 2021-39 and the 2021-41. Madam Mayor.
Okay. So those two are being pulled, 39 and 41, correct?
Yes,
So
that's correct.
are you, so when you say, Paul, sorry, are you asking to speak to those bylaws?
Yes.
Not necessarily pull them off. Okay. So Madam Mayor, why don't we deal with the first one, 2021-39 first?
Okay, go ahead, Councillor Russell.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Again, I think probably through you to staff, just wanted to get a little bit more information on what the intent, again, it says that they're building 2 farmhouse or farm help houses. Have we received any plans on those houses? And if so, why were they not shared with council, just for public record?
Who's, Mr. Kirkopoulos, who's responding in place of Mr. Brewer? Ms. Dale?
Through you, Madam Mayor, I think Ms. Coquiera will speak to this one.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead, Ms. Coquiera.
Hi, through you, Madam Mayor. So yes, this is for a farm help house. There's currently a house on the property. The owner wishes to build a home for himself and convert the existing home into a farm help house. There is a location map attached to the agenda. It's not the actual the sketch that was provided with the application, but there is a location map showing where the property is. So yes, so the application is for a farm help house.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So do we have a plan of what the new home will look like? And my concern that I'm want to raise is that, again, this is a very nice lakefront property. It's got a very nice big tennis court. Again, I'm concerned that this is not going to be a farm help house, it's instead going to be a rental unit. And what type of intervention do we have to make sure that doesn't happen and actually is used for a farm help house?
Yeah, through you, Madam Mayor. So the site plan agreement is specifically for a farm help house. The farmer leasing the lands intends to use it for 4 farm helpers. And then the site plan agreement will ensure that it is used for farm help.
All year round? Sorry, Madam Mayor, all year round? Clarification?
Yes, all year round. And there will be a maximum. Well, it's the existing house that will be used for farm help, and the owner is building a home for himself.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Mikulek, did you have a question on this matter?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, curious through you to Ms. Coquiara. So I'm just curious, like with regards to these help houses, and given this location, is there any consideration from a fire perspective? Like, is similar to granny suites or granny flats or this sort of accessory dwellings, do we ask for or look for reports with regards to fire, with regards to accessibility?
Mr. Kirkopoulos, I don't see Chief Hudson here at the moment.
Through you, Madam Mayor, I'm going to let Monica take the question, but I think to both Councillor Russell and Councillor Mikulek's questions, all applicable bylaws and apply, notwithstanding, I think any of the comments that have been made, they do go through that circulation when we're dealing with it internally. And so I see both Monica and Kathleen nodding, but I think Monica can more than aptly answer the question for you.
Okay, go ahead, Monica.
Yes, through you, Madam Mayor. As part of the site plan approval process, the fire department is circulated, and as part of the building permit, the fire staff will go out and do an inspection as well.
Councillor?
Thank you very much. And just another question, if I could, like, is it typical for farmers that are non-farmers that contract out the farming to provide housing for farmers, for workers that are not? I'm trying to get a better understanding of the spirit of this and how this is really playing out, given the location, the unique location of this proposal.
Through you, Madam Mayor. So the farmer leasing the lands, as well as the current owner, they're both bona fide farmers. So no, it's not typical that the farmer leasing the property it will be using the farm help house. But in this case, staff have no concerns because both the current owner and the farmer leasing are both bona fide farmers.
And I appreciate that. I just want to ensure that they are farm help houses solving a a need for housing for farmers in the area, any area within Lincoln. I just want to ensure that that the spirit of the intent is true to the application. That is what I'm seeking. And is this in perpetuity, or is this just for a certain specific period of time?
Through you, Madam Mayor, because it is a farm help house, it is in perpetuity.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Mikulik, did you have something additional in mind that you would like the staff to consider so that your concerns could be allayed?
You're on mute, Councillor.
Well, the concerns I have is that the bylaw didn't have a lot of information specific to the request or to when presented this on the agenda. I would have appreciated more information in a report prior to us reviewing this, so that we could have asked questions that may or may not be relevant to this bylaw or to what's being proposed or asked. That's where I'm going a little bit. Similar to when we look at granny suites or when we look at accessory dwellings. Traditionally, we get a report that is quite detailed, or there's more of an application process to it. In this case, it was just a bylaw that was added to with very little, not even like a drawing of the location, but no real information as to where they're located. Not even a name of the applicant, the farmer himself that is seeking assistance, and that's what's of curiosity to myself at this.
Okay, well, I guess that's the purpose of a numbered company. We don't have the names. I agree with you, though. It's a bit annoying sometimes. Mr. CAO, can you help here? This process, as I understand it, for farm help houses is pretty well embedded in policy, as well as the follow-up that's done by the fire department. I don't think anybody's looking for a palatial building here, but there are minimum requirements. Am I correct?
So through you, Madam Mayor, I'm going to let Kathleen speak to it and I think highlight, this is one of those responsibilities that is delegated to staff. This is site plan. And if it coincides with the zoning, there is no council report that is needed. Council sets policy. You look at OP, you look at zoning, and we come to you for the authorizing bylaw. And that's why you have a bylaw in front of you, not a report in front of you. And so through you, Madam Mayor, to Councillor Mikulik, this is different than a granny suite or some of the other things that are not delegated to staff. This particular item is delegated to staff. As it highlights here, it is a site plan agreement, but Ms. Dale can expand further.
Okay, Kathleen, if you will.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So as the CAO put it, when we're dealing with granny suites, for example, those are not permitted as of right in the zoning bylaw. So the applicant has to go through a public zoning bylaw amendment process, and have a public meeting, and there's a report to council. With farm help houses are permitted as of right in the zoning bylaw. So they are contemplated in the zoning bylaw. The zoning bylaw was previously approved by council. There's policies requiring, the people occupying the farm help house and the owner to be bona fide farmers. So site plan, approval for these types of things are delegated to staff. However, because there's a requirement for a site plan agreement, which sets out the terms of, occupancy of the dwelling, for example, there is a need to pass an authorizing bylaw by council.
Okay, does that help you, Councillor Nicolet?
Does at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Russell, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a quick clarification to staff, or through you to staff. I think it was Monica, you mentioned that the owner is going to be building a house for himself and then turning his old residence into a farmhouse. Well, it says in the bylaw that it's approval for 2 farm help houses. So where's the second one going to go? Are they building a second farm help house?
Monica?
Yeah, through you, Madam Mayor. It was my understanding that it is only 1 farm help house, but I can verify that in 1 second.
So Monica,
Mhm.
it says in the first whereas, and I'll just read that, 1652327 Ontario Inc. has applied to the town of Lincoln for approval of 2 farm help houses on lands described as broken front concession, part lot 14, road allowance, plan 157, part lot 10, 30R 5670, parts 1 to 3 as shown on Schedule A.
Okay, I am looking at the drawing here. And the description. And it is only 1 farm help house. There is an existing house, but because there will be 2 houses, only 1 needs to be deemed legally as a farm help house. So that's where the confusion may be. There will be 2 houses on the property, but 1 will be deemed a farm help house.
So does the wording need to be amended?
Yes,
Okay, so the approval of 1 farmhouse.
yes.
Okay,
All right,
we will make that correction.
Mr. Kirkopoulos, did you have something additional?
Through you, Madam Mayor. No, sorry, my hand was up and unintentional.
Okay, Councillor McPherson, you next.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And I would just ask if it would be possible, it sounds like this is going to come back to us, if it would be possible to add that drawing to the bylaw request, understanding that this is delegated to staff, but there is a council part in this whole process to approve it. So I think the more information we have, the easier it is for us to approve. So if there is a drawing, Monica, that we could add to this bylaw when it comes back, that would help us all, I think. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much, Councillor. Okay, so we won't be deciding on that one tonight then, if it's coming back. So that's 2139. Anything else more? Is that satisfactory, Councillor Russell, in terms of your intentions? Okay, good. All right, let's look at 2021-41, Councillor Russell.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Through you to staff. Again, I think this is just as far as transparency goes. Again, I think both that one and the next one, which again, they both kind of line up with the CIP. Wondering if as an addendum, we can just get either the drawings of what's going to be done or a written plan of what's going to be built at those sites. Again, I think just for anybody who's looking at the agenda or future minutes, it's nice to see what we are approving and what the actual net benefit's going to be.
All right.
That's all, Madam Mayor.
Okay, on that basis, are you, is this one to be held over then?
I through you, Madam Mayor, maybe to the clerk. I don't know if it's possible to include that in the minutes, or I see Kathleen raising her hand. I don't know what would be best. I don't want to hold it up, but I would just like to see those plans included, either in the agenda or in the minutes down the road.
Okay, Ms. Dale, do you have a response? You just unmute.
Sorry, Madam Mayor. I was just going to suggest that I believe the planning staff could circulate the drawings separately. With a lot of the CIP applications, they are very time sensitive because an applicant cannot start construction. Otherwise, their grant could be null and void. So we need the authorizing bylaw. And I know with Amherst Concrete, they're looking at getting a building permit, and Vineland Growers is looking at site plan approval.
All right, so again, that could be circulated. Councillor Russell? Okay, perfect. And why don't we just,
So Madam Mayor,
yes,
I will need a mover and a seconder to defer bylaw 2021-39 as well as bylaw 2021-41. I don't believe that we actually did that motion to defer those two items to the next meeting of council.
it was my understanding that 2021-41 is time sensitive. Am I correct, Madam Ms. Dale?
I can answer that. Sorry. Bylaw 2021-39, the farm help house, as well as 2021-41 for Amherst Concrete, they're both very time sensitive. I know the applicants are anxiously awaiting building permits. So if at all, they could both be dealt with today.
All right, however, I did hear that from Councillor Russell that he would like to, I see you now, Mr. Kokopoulos. I'll let you speak. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, sorry, through you, Madam Mayor, I think to all of council. Now, maybe I misheard. I didn't see a deferral. I think what Councillor Russell is asking for is simply for staff to add the necessary appendices that provide the level of detail so the public has that. I would not recommend deferring either of these. And so I wanted to be clear based on what I heard, and I see his thumbs up. It's simply about adding an appendice to these when we actually go public.
Okay, clear everyone? Okay, all right. So we'll be voting for, I think, I guess we're going to be voting separately on each one of these. It's probably a good idea. There's been a fair bit of discussion on some of them, and then it will be absolutely clear. Okay, is there any other? All right, those were all the ones that had questions assigned to them. We'll go back then, Madam Clerk, to 2021-36. Bylaw to amend bylaw number 89-2000, 89-28, being a bylaw regulating traffic and parking on local municipal roads, Green Lane and Garden Gate Terrace always stop. Pleasure on the motion. Wait a minute.
So we need,
Just a moment. I guess we'll need movers and seconder for everyone, won't we?
if we're separating them all out, yes, Madam
Okay,
Mayor.
all right, well, we'll start with this one, and then if you could just think of it. I do have movers and seconder for the first one. Motion moved by Councillor Regina and second by Councillor McPherson, that leave be given to approve bylaw 2021-36 as previously read. Your pleasure on the motion.
So I will call the names. Councillor Brunet? I see your hand raised in favor. Councillor
Yes.
McPherson?
Yes.
Councillor Miklick?
Yes.
Councillor Pachariva?
Yes.
Councillor Reimer?
Yes.
Councillor Regina?
Yes.
Councillor Russell?
Yes.
Councillor Timmers?
Yes.
And Mayor Easton?
Yes.
That carries.
All right, 2021-37. I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Russell, you had your hand up as the mover. A seconder, Councillor Regina. That leave be given to approve the following bylaws: 2021-37, bylaw to amend bylaw number 89-2000, 89-28, being a bylaw regulating traffic and parking on local municipal roads, Central Avenue on-street parking restrictions. Madam Clerk?
Thank you. Counselor Brunei,
Yes.
Counselor McPherson,
Yes.
Counselor Miklick,
Yes.
Counselor Pachariva,
Yes.
Counselor Reimer,
Yes.
Counselor Rajima,
Yes.
Counselor Russell,
Yes.
Counselor Timmers,
Yes.
and Mayor Easton,
Yes.
and that carries.
Is it all right if we group 39 and 40? Any objections? And 41 and 44. Any objections if we group those?
I don't see any.
All right, I need a mover.
Counselor Pachariva,
Seconded by Counselor Russell. That leave be given to approve the following bylaws: 2021-39, a bylaw to authorize the execution of a site plan agreement between the Corporation of the Town of Lincoln, 1652327 Ontario, Inc., together with any and all mortgages that may be on title at the point of registration of the agreement. 2021-40, a bylaw to amend bylaw 98-62 and bylaw 2018-81, being a bylaw to designate Woodburn Cottage under the Ontario Heritage Act, and an amending bylaw by updating the legal description of the designated property. 2021-41, bylaw to authorize the execution of a community improvement plan grant agreement between the Corporation of the Town of Lincoln and Amherst Pumping Limited. 2021-44, bylaw to designate a part of William Street, Beamsville as community safety zone. Madam Clerk?
thank you. Counselor Brunei,
Yes.
Counselor McPherson,
Yes.
Counselor Miklick,
Yes.
Counselor Pachariva,
Yes.
Counselor Reimer,
Yes.
Counselor Rajima.
I just have one comment, please. I just wanted to make sure that I know there was an error in the one bylaw, that it said 2 help houses as opposed to 1, and I just haven't heard it mentioned that the bylaw is going to be amended.
I mentioned that earlier on. We will correct that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, yes, in favor.
Counselor Russell,
Yes.
Counselor Timmers,
Yes.
and Mayor Easton,
Or,
and those carry.
thank you very much, councillors. Madam Clerk, please confirm that Councillor Brunei has been removed from the meeting for discussion regarding bylaw 2021-38-Z560.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I will put Counselor Brunei into the virtual waiting room, so he is not part of this discussion. Counselor Reimer, I see you waving your hand, but we are actually at item 2021-38 Z560. So you're still safe on this one.
Okay, any comments from any members? None. I have a motion. moved
I
by
see
Councillor-
Counselor Rajima with her hand raised.
Oh, Councillor Njima, my apologies.
That's okay. Sorry, it's still up from before. I'll lower it.
Okay,
We need a mover and a seconder, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Pachariva, Councillor Reimer. I did have a mover and seconder, however, we'll take the new ones. That leave be given to approve the following bylaw, 2021-38-Z560, bylaw to amend zoning bylaw number 93-14-Z1 as amended of the Town of Lincoln, 222-8490 Ontario, Inc., Hoover, John Merle. Madam Clerk?
Thank you. Counselor McPherson,
Yes.
Counselor Miklick,
Yes.
Counselor Pachariva,
Yes.
Counselor Reimer,
Yes.
Counselor Rajima,
Yes.
Counselor Russell,
Yes.
Counselor Timmers,
Yes.
Mayor Easton,
Support.
and that one carries.
Please reinstate Councillor Brunei, Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
And Madam Clerk, please confirm that Councillor Reimer and Councillor Njima have been removed from the meeting for remaining items to consider. That would be 2021-42, -43.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. They have been removed for this discussion.
Thank you. Do members have any comments on bylaws 2021-42, 2021-43? None. Now I'm going to need a mover for this because Councillor Brunet was the mover. Councillor McPherson, moved by Councillor McPherson, seconded by Councillor Russell. That leave be given to approve the following bylaws. 2021-42 bylaw to authorize the execution of a community improvement plan grant agreement between the Corporation of the Town of Lincoln and Vineland Growers Cooperative Limited. 2021-43 bylaw to authorize the execution of a site plan agreement between the Corporation of the Town of Lincoln, Vineland Growers Cooperative Limited, together with any and all mortgages that may be on title at the point of registration of agreement. Madam Clerk, would you please call out the vote?
Thank you. Councillor Brunet,
Yes.
Councillor McPherson,
Yes.
Councillor Miklik,
Yes.
Councillor Pachariva,
Yes.
Councillor Russell,
Yes.
Councillor Timmers,
Yes.
and Mayor Easton,
Yes, support.
and those carry.
My apologies, Councillor Brunet. This was a bit of a moving game here with people coming and going. I didn't mean to slight you on the previous motion. Madam Clerk, would you please reinstate Councillors Reimer and Njima?
Been reinstated.
Thank you very much. Councillors will now confirm the proceedings of the special council meeting. I have a motion moved by Councillor Reimer, seconded by Councillor Pachariva, that leave be given to introduce bylaw number 2021-45, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of special council at its meeting held Monday, May 31st, 2021, being and read first, second, and third time, and that bylaw number 2021-45 be enacted and passed, and that the mayor and clerk sign and seal the said bylaw. Madam Clerk, would you call out the vote?
Thank you. Councillor Brunet,
Yes.
Councillor McPherson,
Yes.
Councillor Miklik,
Yes.
Councillor Pachariva,
Yes.
Councillor Reimer,
Yes.
Councillor Rajima,
Yes.
Councillor Russell,
Yes.
Councillor Timmers,
Yes.
and Mayor Easton.
Support.
That carries.
Before we motion to adjourn the meeting, do members have any comments? Councillor Pachariva.
Yeah, Your Worship, thank you very much. And it was in keeping with your remarks earlier. So Orange Shirt Day was started in 2013 to pay respect to the children of the residential school system. And given the horrific incidents that were uncovered on the weekend in Kamloops, that's why I have an orange shirt on tonight for support to those that are feeling the pain and loss of something that is just horrific in nature. So thank you very much, Your Worship.
Thank you.
And we got to, you know what, and just a little, my son goes to Algoma University, which was the site of a residential school in Sault Ste. Marie. And when my wife and I went up to see him, when you could visit, we took the time and went through the floors in the school and read all of the posts and notes, and it's very, very moving and emotional. So if any of you ever have the opportunity to do that, I would suggest you do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Pachariva. I have a motion moved by Councillor Russell, seconded by Councillor Timmers, that the special council meeting on May 31st, 2021 be adjourned at 21:06 hours. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councillor Brunet,
Yes.
Councillor McPherson,
Yes.
Councillor Miklik,
Yes.
Councillor Pachariva,
Yes.
Councillor Reimer,
Yes.
Councillor Rajima,
Yes.
Councillor Russell,
Yes.
Councillor Timmers,
Yes.
Mayor Easton,
Support.
and that carries.
Thank you very much, and thank you, councillors. It's a very fulsome meeting this evening, and we are now concluding, and I want to thank everyone for joining us, and a reminder to everyone to stay safe.